Hello, and welcome to today's video. The first video in 2-ish weeks. Today's topic, it's going to be a fun one, because a lot of people are going to come for me if, anyone actually sees this. I talk like I got a whole bunch of people watching me. I don't. Also, the hair, vibing with it, just put it in a braid, and then swish it over. Anyways, today's topic, gentle parenting. Because I, myself, am currently grounded for a valid reason. Very much valid reason. Like, I know I'm moving on this one. I am grounded. But basically, that's why I decided we're talking gentle parenting. Because we've seen the videos of the kids screaming and their parents. First off, your kid is screaming, calling you words that I wouldn't dare to even think, looking at my mother. And you're recording going, ho ho ho, so funny. Honey, not funny. Not funny at all. But so the whole premise behind gentle parenting, I've seen a lot of it's just like the videos is getting down to their level, being like hands on the shoulders. It's okay, you having big feelings right now. Sort of stuff like that. And it's for some kids, I'm sure it works. But as someone who worked in childcare, I worked at a summer camp for 3 years. 3 years I was a worker, not counting the volunteer. And it was always the gentle parenting parents. Their kids were the worst. Because, yeah, it might work. I'm sure gentle parenting is going to work for, little Susie, who doesn't really argue, doesn't really need firm nothing. However, it's not going to work for little Timmy, who's biting other kids, screaming slurs at people. What I've also noticed is it tends to be like the older Gen Z that it amazes me that they were able to procreate. Like, these are people a few years older than me, and that scares me. Because it's like, or like the millennials. I'm like, are you overcompensating or overcorrecting the damage done by your boomer and Gen X parents or something? Because that would make sense, right? It goes from strict, I wouldn't say authoritarian, but borderline dictator parenting is what some people would call it. I would say just having, disciplining your little shitheads, your little angels. So it could be an overcorrection of that because we care a lot about sensitivity and, what else is it? Sensitivity and treating each other with respect and like they're human beings, which to an extent, yes, because you don't want to make some of the same mistakes. But at the same time, it's like, if your kid is having multiple teachers come to you and say, your kid did this, and the parents tend to flip it around and be like, well, what did you do? Why was he doing this? Were you listening to his trigger words or whatever? And we'd be like, just standing there staring at the parents going, it's a kid. You need to discipline them before you release them into society. I feel like that's just basic enough. But no, apparently it's not. Because I've also noticed in a lot of these gentle parenting videos, they're also sort of like the sad beige moms. The ones where it's like there's no color, or if it is, it's neutrals, and it looks depressing. Hence the term sad beige moms. But see, if your kid is screaming at you, saying the most unspeakable things or I don't know if anyone's seen that video, but it's the kid. He looks like he's about 3 or 4. I'm sure it's probably scripted. But his parents took him on some kind of walk, and he's just like growling like an animal, saying, "I hate nature, I want skibidi toilet." And it's just like, excuse me. First thought, can someone explain the skibidi toilet thing to me? I would really, really, really appreciate that. Second of all, if your kid is saying, "I hate nature, I want something that I'm sure is on social media," you need to reevaluate what you've done as a parent. Because I'm not saying beat your kid to the point they can't walk for a year. I am saying maybe make the lives of the caretakers and the people that watch your kids a little easier, and maybe discipline your child. Once again, that doesn't have to mean beating your kid, but taking the iPad away, making them run laps, sometimes smacking them, that's just an idea. If they get way too out of line, I wouldn't think that would be controversial. I feel like it's just basic parenting. Hell, even grounding them. I got grounded today because I messed up. I made some very dumb decisions, and I got to deal with the consequence of that. Meaning, my little sister got to go to Target. I did not. I've been in my room all day. I got my phone taken. Do I not like being grounded? Yes. Was I mad I got grounded? Yes. But I understand why. Because the reason was explained to me. I couldn't lie about it. The physical evidence was there of what I'd done. However, grounding's not going to kill me. It's okay, parents. Parents, it is okay to ground your kid. You're not supposed to be their friend. And I feel like we need to discuss that this whole gentle parenting is not gentle parenting. It's passive parenting. It's allowing your child to rule the roost. Keep in mind, your kid, their brain's not even close to fully developed. And you're letting your kid be in charge? Honey, what crack are you smoking? I'm sure people, you've seen or read the book Yes Day, Permissive Parenting. It's a problem. And I'm sure there are kids, well, not kids, but people my age and older that actually have issues or trauma because maybe their parents weren't the best. There's a lady I follow on Instagram. Her parents were, there's a difference between disciplining and abusing. Her parents were abusive. Mine are stern disciplinaries? I'll figure it out. Whatever. Because I push the boundaries. Little Timmy, the one that's screaming and biting kids, needs those boundaries to push up against. So he learns. Whereas little Susie can have that gentle, not passive, gentle parenting. Because that's what works for her. Parenting, we should never try and fit parenting into one little niche, because no kid is actually the same. That's just how it is. And I swear, if I go into that summer camp and then one more parent tries to pin their child's bad behavior, I'm a snap. They tried to blame their child's bad behavior on us. We had one little boy. We'll call him Crying. Because he cried a lot. Crying Brian. But Crying Brian bit people. You know why? And this isn't the little Brian. No, this was an older Brian. And you know why he would bite people? He was hungry. Okay, I'm not saying it, but Not saying any Jeffrey Dahmer situation is going on, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say if he gets a Netflix special and I don't get invited on, I'm gonna have beef with Netflix. I already do. They canceled one of my favorite shows a while ago. But the mother's response would be, well, you should just let him have a snack. No, we're not going to let your kid have a snack because then we have to give every other kid a snack, and it's not snack time. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Why did you not feed your kid breakfast, or at least throw him a muffin on your way out the door? Like, is it that hard? Gentle parenting turns into passive parenting. I think I should do story time on some of the situations from that summer camp. Because there was one thing called the closet, and it had the monster in it. We might have broken some laws there. We didn't put the kids in there. It was a whole nother, it was different. I'll make a video about that after. Oh, it's 11:11. The timer, sorry. Anyways, but yeah, it'd get blamed on us. Or one kid, I feel like I shouldn't be using their names. Barson. I'll start replacing the first letter, and you guys can piece it together if you really want. Barson ripped down the blinds. No, this was in a school. A school? Yeah, it was not like someone's house. No, it was a school. So the blinds got ripped down. He gets sent to the little front where they were sit because they're in trouble. Because he was in trouble. I walk out 5 minutes later, and you know what this kid is on? He's been given a tablet because he wouldn't shut up. What was wrong with that picture? What was wrong with that picture? Because he was sitting there playing a game. He was rewarded for his bad behavior. So, back to gentle parents of TikTok. I'm coming for all y'all. Getting your kid an ice cream when they act out. Going out saying, we're going to go to Ben & Jerry or Baskin Robbins and we're going to talk about our feelings over ice cream does not work because they're not processing what you're saying because they got ice cream in their little hands. Dirty, slimy, greasy, crusty little hands. You need to sit them down, take away their iPad, their electronics, even if it's just for a day or two. Make them go outside and touch grass so they don't become a I hate nature kid. Because that video is still one of my favorite YouTubers, Brett Cooper. I love that woman. She's an angel. Congrats on her engagement, by the way. She is famous repeatedly for saying, go touch grass. And I'm telling you, these kids need to go touch grass. I do it every day. I go on walks. The sun, it's good for us. I know I don't look like it. I'm pasty pale. This is the skin of a killer, Bella. Shout out if you know that fabulous, where that quote came from. But anyways, those kids need to go outside, be exposed. I had a fear of the belt when I was little. I don't think I was ever actually hit with the belt. I was hit with the spoon. Once again, because I was a jerk. I deserved it. And I've got my dad, he's Mexican Filipino. My mother, she's Russian American. Discipline is a big thing. However, sometimes it would be a little too much. I'm in therapy, they're in therapy, they're working on it. So that way my sister, I've hit the wall, sister is okay. However, there's a fine line between discipline and abuse, okay? Very fine line. Just like there's a fine line between gentle parenting and passive parenting. It works for little Susie. Little Timmy, on the other hand, needs to get smacked upside the head. Anyways, that's that video. I guess I'll go do a story time about summer camp. Love ya. Oh wait, hold up. One more thing. Do y'all actually think gentle parenting works? Why? Or why not? Love you, bye. Mwah.